everybody, it's me, Amanda, with Once in a Wild, and
Ricky
with Once in a Wild as well. We're back for another live stream. It is Wednesday, and we are going live every once a month, the first Wednesday of the month, usually here at Once in a Wild. And we actually do go, we run reruns otherwise, and you have something to watch every single Wednesday for Once in a While. But it's good to be back live, and we have so much to talk about, and it's been a while. And let's just go ahead and get started, I think. Should we play our intro? Yes, Let's do that. All right, we're back once again, and it's good to be back, and we have a lot to cover. We've missed you guys, and I hope you guys are watching us all over social media. Whatever social media you like, we're actually on there. We're broadcasting simultaneously through Facebook, through LinkedIn, through Twitter, through YouTube, Twitch. And TikTok and Instagram. We're everywhere today. Everywhere. So
wherever we can.
Yes. So what's going on with you, Ricky?
So many things.
Snuggle in so you're in the shot on Instagram. Just a little bit more.
There we go.
First of all, if you've never been here before, this is Once in a Wild, and we aren't just mobile. We're actually, virtual. We aren't just see. It's been a minute. We aren't just virtual like this. We're actually a mobile zoo based in South Texas. We're in San Antonio, Texas. We can service San Antonio Metro and Austin, and we would love to bring the zoo to you in your area for a classroom visit, for a birthday party, for all sorts of fun things that we can talk about in a little bit. But that's who we are. My name is Amanda. This is Ricky, and we're the founders of Once in a Wild Mobile Zoo. We've got all kinds of animals like birds, mammals, reptiles, amphibians, and creepy crawlies galore. So sorry to interrupt. What did you want to talk about today?
Oh my God. So much great news.
Yes.
Let's see. We had a amazing time at School Discovery with SA Charter Moms.
Yes.
That was a big success. So I hope people that are watching that they can check out SA Charter Moms and
explain
maybe
what SA Charter Mom is, because people are watching all across the country. They don't know what that is. What is SA?
So San Antonio Charter Moms.
Thank you.
San Antonio Charter Moms is a nonprofit organization that provides information to moms, parents that are looking to maybe find the right school for them. And so Inga and her team puts together these amazing events where all these different schools, charter schools, magnet schools, etc., get together so you can learn a little bit about, what makes each school different and important. And say, your kid is really into art. There may be a couple of schools that are about art, and in our case, and another point is that some schools are STEM schools, and we've been doing a lot of STEM nights and a lot of new pilots for schools that we've put together. So we're excited about that also.
Yep. So I've been really busy getting all that stuff done, and also busy with bookings, which is wonderful. But we have been developing a lot of new offerings for schools, like Ricky said. So we already do. I mean, of course, we're participating with school classroom visits already, but we're trying to kind of change it up a little bit and cater exactly to what the teachers are kind of wanting and the administrators are kind of wanting. So it's still the same old Once in a While, just with a little bit of a twist to help with that curriculum building, right? Yeah. And we've been working with some new people as well. We have some new hires for our sales team, and we have some new hires for sales as well, but more for schools as well. Yeah. So that's been pretty cool. We're excited to be growing, and you never know what's going to come around the corner. But as far as the San Antonio Charter Moms, or SA Charter Moms is here in San Antonio, you can actually look them up. They're having more events. It's not over. Our appearances for Once in a While, they're going to be, we're not going out there anymore, I don't think yet. But we had 2 events with them kind of back to back, and we had one a while back as well. But they're having more vendors, like kind of not really a festival, but it's like a like a vendors gathering where you can meet different schools, the charter schools out there in San Antonio. So if you're in the San Antonio area, you should check them out.
Yes.
And they really need your support as well. So that's been going on. What else?
Upcoming events.
Upcoming stuff. Well, we just got done with the San Antonio Market Square, the historic market. We're there quite a bit. I'm sure we'll be there again soon. Whenever we have public events, we always post them on social media. And please forget our website right now. We are working on the website to kind of get it back in action, if you will. It's just, it's one of those things that we have to, as a business, you have to like redo the website every now and then. So ignore the website calendar right now, but you can check out our Facebook, social media, like Instagram and Facebook and etc., and see what public events are coming up if you want to join us in person out in the San Antonio area as well. I don't know what TikTok is doing. It's telling me to do things. I'm not going to do them. TikTok has like suggestions when you're live. It's like, do this, do that. And I'm like, no, we're just going to talk. So we are across social media right now. If you guys prefer another social media and you want to check us out on Instagram or TikTok, by the way, give us a follow on TikTok and Twitch, right? We're trying to grow those a little bit. The others Twitter, are doing pretty well, but still follow us if you haven't already, no matter what social media is your favorite. What else has been happening?
Like, subscribe.
Oh, for sure. All the things.
Share, all that stuff.
Share for sure. If you are in San Antonio Metro or Austin, feel free to share about us. We can actually visit you in person and bring our animals. We have all kinds of animals for everybody. We have different programs that you can select, different, something for everyone and something for every budget as well, and animals for everybody. It doesn't have to be snakes. Yeah. It doesn't have to be bugs. We've got all kinds of different animals too. And today we've got some cute ones coming up.
Tell your teachers.
Of course, tell
your
the teachers.
Principal.
Tell the administrators and principal all about us. We are extremely educational. Even if it is something casual that we bring to your event or something like that, we can still make it very educational. Yeah. And that is kind of our mission at Once in a While. We want to change the world with education about animals.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
What else has been happening?
Let me see. We are nominated for best local podcast in San Antonio.
Hey,
and we need your vote. Well, actually, the voting is already over. So
we're good there. I think it's already done. But what's the next step?
The other one is the
podcast thing is done. So we're
waiting.
So
to
we're gonna see if we won or not. Yeah.
But we did.
Yours
win.
Truly, with Once in a While, was nominated for best podcast in San Antonio, which is pretty exciting. Yeah.
Awesome.
And if you haven't watched all of our past videos, like on YouTube, for example, there's so many videos to watch. And I know they're live streamed, but they're also considered podcasts as well. Where can people listen to us if they just want to listen? I mean, I listen to YouTube all day. I don't know about you.
Well, we haven't updated our Spotify, but you can find everything on YouTube.
Like, YouTube is the best, honestly, way to find us. And if you can't find Twitch, the past videos, just go to live. So I know YouTube, every time you update it, it changes the arrangement of the categories of videos. If you can't find our past videos, they're not gone. You just have to go to the live tab, and because they're all live streams just like this. So you'll see literally hundreds of them.
We need to clean it up too.
Yeah, we'll clean it up a little bit, but things have been prioritized a little bit more than that lately. Yeah. But we've been doing well. It's just been really busy. Spring growing. Is coming.
And then one more thing.
Yes, no problem.
We won Best of 2023 for San Antonio Magazine. And
that's like best of things to do in town.
So we're
what
super
category
excited.
were we, like kid stuff?
We were
child's
favorite party guests.
Party guests. That's a fun category to win.
I know. So
that's fun. Yeah. Where can people see that?
So if you get a chance, it's probably online, sanantoniomag.com. And if you're here in San Antonio, you can probably go to your local HEB and find San Antonio Magazine 2023. There's a ton of other businesses and other local influencers, and it's the best of San Antonio. So congratulations to all the other winners. Super
You're
proud to be in there.
We're all the best at the same time, simultaneously. I almost feel bad like competing with other people because I feel like we're all friends. You know what I mean? But it's just one of those things to highlight,
I think
businesses.
It's a great way to feel appreciated and to get people to notice us.
For sure. It helps every small business, for sure.
And that brings us to, we will be at the Best of San Antonio Magazine's 2023 events parties.
You'll be there.
And so buy tickets. Tickets are for sale online.
I didn't know it was ticketed.
Yeah.
Make sure and give me that information so we can advertise. This guy's going to be there. I won't be available. Did you know that? So you're going to go maybe with one other person and of course some animals. Ricky will bring some critters, of course.
It'll be fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It's kind of like a later event, like later in the evening.
Yeah.
So I wish I could go, but I actually have something else already scheduled for, like, of all time to have something scheduled. It's actually a virtual I have scheduled for out of town. So we do a lot of virtual experiences. We did a lot more in the past, right? But now we still do them for out of state, out of our loop, if you will. If you happen to live outside the San Antonio area, or you'd rather just have a virtual experience, we can certainly offer those too. So the best way to support us is actually by purchasing your own animal encounter, whether it's virtual or in person, whatever it may be. Every little bit helps, honestly. That's the best way to help us out because you're getting something in return, of course, but there's many other ways to help as well. What are some of those ways people can help us?
Go online. We have different ways to donate, or you can buy merch. There's
on
merch
our
store.
OneToWall.com.
There's you can gift cards. You can
more experiences. But we also have an Amazon wish list on the website. We've got Cash App, Venmo,
now, if
PayPal.
For whatever reason you guys have maybe some old pet equipment that you don't need, or
gently used, I like to say,
some blankets, some
kennels,
towels, kennels, whatever
it may be.
Contact
Bowls,
us.
Things like that. Things that maybe, towels are a good one as well. Maybe even enclosures, things like that you don't need. Feel free to reach out to us. Something custom you want to donate, if you will. That helps us out quite a bit because we always need stuff for the animals. Our animal family is always growing.
Now, another
expanding.
But you know what? I think the best part of this job is getting to raise new animals.
Oh yes, great segue, dear.
And I think we should maybe, I don't know,
show some of the babies?
Yes.
So we, here at Once in a While, we have a mobile zoo. And once our animals are adopted into our mobile zoo, into our family, they never actually leave our family. So I don't want you guys to think that anything has happened to our other animals. No. We are going to be showing some baby animals, and there are other animals that are like these animals that you guys already know. Everything is fine with the other animals. You'll see what I mean in a minute. But we have grown our family a little bit. The first two, though, we're going to show right now. You guys have seen them before, but they're super adorable. And we're going to kind of go along with our little baby theme today. Trying to make sure you guys can see. Oh, yeah, they're actually really visible on every screen. We've got a couple of really cute baby tortoises for you guys. And I know you guys have seen them before, but I thought I would start with these guys. Again, we actually have 4 red-footed tortoises total, and everything is fine with the other ones. So these two are our youngest, and this is Rocket, and that is Jet. Do you know how we can tell the difference, Ricky?
How?
So they do have different markings on their shell. Also, Jet is a little bit bigger than Rocket. Rocket is the smallest one, but Jet has an extra little spot right here on the back.
Yeah.
If you guys, well, who do I want to show first? There's a little spot right there. Jet has an extra spot right there on the back. See you guys? Boop, boop, boop. And that's one way to tell. It's probably the fastest way to tell. They also have different faces. Can you see? He has kind of like, Jet has like a bigger beak, a little more of an overbite, if you will. Rocket has more of a straight mouth as well. Yeah, but it's slight, but the easiest way to tell is the little spot on the back, and that's never going to change. But these are our youngest red-footed tortoises. We've got more of them. We've got Shelton John, we've got Daniel, and then these two, Rocket and Jet. They're all Elton John themed, of course. They're so very cute. These guys are around 2.5 years old now, and they will live hopefully into their 60s or 70s, so they have a long life ahead of them, and they grow to be about a 20-pound animal at tops.
You know, for people that don't know why they're called the way they're called.
Why they're called what? Red-footed tortoise?
No. Rocket and Jet.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. I already said.
You did?
You just missed it.
No.
We have Shelton John. We have Daniel. Yes. We have Rocket and Jet. They're all Elton John themed.
Sorry.
So like Jet, like Benny and the Jets, and Rocket, like Rocket Man. You just weren't listening.
I got excited with the tortoises.
That's okay. Ricky loves the tortoises. Who doesn't love a tortoise? I've never met anybody except for one little girl that was afraid of the tortoise, but I think she thought it was a snapping turtle that one time, remember?
Yes.
And she would rather hang out with one of our birds instead. But that was the only one that I have ever known that didn't really like a tortoise, and she might have just been in a bad mood, that little girl. But tortoises are very beloved. Now, what's the difference between a turtle and a tortoise, Ricky?
Let's
scratching them on the
see.
back. They like a good back scratch.
You know what my favorite fact about these tortoises is? That they love butt scratches.
They sure do. The older they get, the more they learn to love it as well. These guys, they probably just like an all-over good pet. But tortoises, yeah, and turtles too. Both tortoises and turtle have a keratin shell with a bone layer and then bones throughout their shell because that's part of their body. So they can actually feel touch with no problem. It's not as sensitive as their skin, but it is still sensitive to touch. And they do appreciate a good back scratch because they can't reach their back to scratch themselves. So in nature, you'll see them like rubbing up against a rock or a log or something. And then,
do you want to show us how they do it?
You do it.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, so
well, without wrecking the whole studio, please.
Yeah, I know, right? So
just use me as a tree.
In the wild, they would get their shell next to a tree or a
I'll be the
rock,
tree.
right?
A rock.
And they would go like this.
Oh, right? Yeah. You know that also in the rainforest where these guys are from, and sometimes savanna tortoises too, and these guys can live in savannas or rainforests in South America. They're throughout the whole continent, really, as long as it's not too cold or mountainous, they're there. But, or ocean, right? But they will actually, when it rains almost on a daily basis and the rain is falling down kind of hard, they'll also do like a rain dance in the rain because it feels like a shower. Nice. It feels like, oh, yes, a massage. But do you know the difference between a turtle and a tortoise?
I do.
That's our biggest question about them.
I do, but I want to see if
No, we're going to talk about that first, and then we'll get back to it. That's fine. I don't want to forget. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Well, I've already asked you twice, so we're going to do it again.
Okay.
We're gonna make sure and handle this first, and then we'll go to comments.
The turtles.
Let me handle the comments.
The turtles can.
Turtles can swim, and tortoises can't swim, right?
Yeah.
What's another big difference?
Their feet. These guys have elephantine feet.
Great terminology, Ricky. Elephantine sounds just like elephant. These guys have itty bitty tiny
people
feet.
Online. See if
well, you can ask them. You have a question for them?
No, I wanted to see if they knew what the answer was.
Well, but we're already talking about it, so too late. Maybe we can do another fact. That's fine.
Okay.
We can see what questions they have. But what else? Elephantine feet, land, not water.
And their diet is different.
Diet is different. Why is the diet different? There's a reason.
Well, these guys are really slow, and they're slower. Land,
yeah,
so they can't really hunt.
These little babies are on the move, though. They're proving us wrong. They're going to jump off the cliff here in a minute. But these guys aren't super fast as a species compared to a turtle. So a turtle in the wild and in human care, for that matter, they're going to be able to eat animals. So some turtles really only eat animal, maybe just a little bit of vegetation, like an alligator snapping turtle or a snapping turtle in general. Every other turtle species is in a omnivore, where it's kind of a balance of both meat and plants. And then tortoises are herbivores. Some tortoises still eat a little bit of animal matter, but really they're herbivores. And that is because they can't really move fast enough to like catch moving prey, right? What questions do you guys have about the tortoises or any of the animals that you meet today, or any animals at all? You guys can ask us any question and leave any compliments or comments. I will take all three. So let's see what you guys have to say. Those are your major differences. Another difference in most tortoises is they are dome shaped. They're got kind of like a rounded shell, but there are a couple of exceptions in the tortoise world. There's the hinge back tortoise and the pancake tortoise. Remember the pancake tortoises I used to work with at Dallas Zoo? But the red-footed tortoises are my favorite. Okay, watch both of them while I look at questions and comments, compliments. Yes, we are actually live, although if we play it again, I guess we won't be live. But today, on the 1st of March, we are live. Hooray! It's an actual live stream. And we're going to be meeting some new animals here in a little bit. Right now, we're just meeting our baby tortoises. They're going to start off the baby boom here at Once in a Wild. And again, we don't breed our animals, but sometimes we need to get a hold of more animals. So these guys are baby tortoises. We've got 2 other tortoises too. And then the next 2 species of animals you're going to meet here in a little bit are babies as well. So we're going to show you some babies. And the next 2 are new animals that have never been on the line. You're excited. I'm so glad you're excited. You guys, on most of our social, we can actually highlight your comments, which is fun. Hello, Viviana. Nice to see you. We're over on Instagram too. If you want to be over there, Viviana, I know you like Instagram. Oh my gosh. What? Question. Do you guys have resources on food webs and food chains I could share to my fourth graders on your website? Not on the website yet.
No.
Is there something we could get her though? I think we could help.
Yes.
Since she's such a good supporter. We're working on it.
we're putting together some materials, and I'll make sure if you just email
Since you're out of the zone for us.
Yeah, just email me, and as soon as I have them ready, I'll share them with you.
I don't know if we want to share our email on here. Maybe you can message each other on Instagram.
Yeah, just send me a message on Instagram, and I'll send you some resources for sure.
Yeah, Ricky can send it to you. Yeah, songs by Elton John. See, Viviana knew what it was. Yeah. Daniel, Rocket Man, Benny and the Jets. What is your favorite Elton John song, Ricky? And what is y'all's favorite? Do you have one?
I do. I have a couple. Well, I have a few.
You're just scratching them as they run away from you.
Playing DJ.
Yeah.
No. Let's see. What's that song about Yellow Brick Road? I forget the title. That's the one.
Is it not called Yellow Brick Road?
I don't know.
Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
That's the one.
Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah, I like that one.
My favorite is Candle in the Wind.
That's a good one.
It always makes me cry. Every time I hear Candle in the Wind,
but then every time that I hear Crocodile Rock, I get all excited. So
see, and hot take, that is my least favorite Elton John song ever. Is Crocodile Rock.
You don't like it?
I just don't. I'm not a big fan of the style of that song.
Oh, I love.
That's 50s. Fine. I think it's a classic, but it's not my favorite. Just a preference, but I do love him, of course. I'm still standing.
That's a great one.
I'm still standing. Oh, another one. I'm still standing. Of course, Viviana, anything for you. Just give us a message and we'll get back to you.
Look, here's
a question from, it looks like Tabitha. Is that who that is?
I think that's Tabitha.
Is that you, awesome. Tabitha? Hi. You're doing a selfie in the mirror and your Twitch profile pic. Sorry, I'm not on Twitch, so but we are as a company. How big would those babies get? This is a species of tortoise that isn't a giant. Sorry, Rick, I'm gonna smack him in the face. Whack. They get about yay big. They're about a 20-pound animal maximum. Record for certain subspecies of the red-footed tortoise is 25 pounds, I believe, but that's ultra rare and only happens when they live ultra long. You're not in focus though, so back up a little bit more. Back up. There you go. That's a little better. And yeah, so they're not a huge species. They're kind of like a medium to small species of tortoise, which is why they work a lot better for us as a company to travel with. We love the giant species of tortoise too. I've worked with all kinds of tortoises in my career. But I don't know. These guys are my favorite because they're sizable but not too big, and they're beautiful colors. They have these beautiful red or orange coloration. In the wild, there's red-footed tortoises and yellow-footed tortoises too. Some red-footed tortoises are more orange. Some red-footed tortoises are more red. Some of their heads are more yellow or orange or red, just depending on the location they come from, things like that, the individuals.
Yeah, they're usually not this active.
Well, that's a good thing. They're going towards the light. Don't go towards the light. Don't go towards the cliff. You have so much to live for. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. It is a little bit hard for us to see. Oh, let's see. Different categories for voting. That was us. But I can't remember because Ricky handled all that. It says on the voting thing, Once in a Wild was in different categories. Was that you or a different company?
Yes, that was us.
Can you explain?
Yeah, so we were nominated for podcast, but we asked people to go and vote, and I guess you could nominate people, and I guess our friends started nominating us in other categories that we didn't belong to.
Oh, I see. Yes. That was probably pretty confusing.
I know.
I wasn't really involved in all of that, so I'm sorry I couldn't answer that question.
But we got it all figured out.
Good.
I think it all worked out.
Good. It's mostly for the exposure. Speaking of exposure, we're gonna make sure that we're in focus. It's hard, y'all. It's hard. You're coming. We're coming to your school in a few weeks. That's exciting. We'll be happy to meet you. We're happy that you're tuning in today. For those of you just joining us, my name is Amanda. This is Ricky. We are Once in a Wild, and we are a hot mess today, but we are live again, and we're hanging out with our baby tortoises, Jet and Rocket, and we're just kind of answering some of y'all's questions about them. So my favorite thing about these tortoises is how friendly they are. Mm-hmm. So this species of tortoise in particular, they're super social in the wild with each other. And they don't really seem to mind the company of other animals within reason too. And they get along with everybody. They don't bite any other animals because they don't really eat meat. And they like each other. Not every type of tortoise likes each other. Did you know that? I know, he's so sweet. A little head pet.
So I'm petting him and he's
like leaning into it.
This feels so good. Look at him. He gets all excited.
Is it so good, Ricky? So cute.
He's like, yes,
do you remember when I was working with the giant tortoises and they would kind of stretch out their heads too, and you could scratch them and they're just like, it's kind of like zone out a little bit. Tortoises are great animals. They're very smart. They're a little bit stubborn, but they're more personality than you expect. But these guys are social, so they'll live in big groups together in the wild, and they can get along with other red-footed tortoises too. That's why I love them. Did you know that not all tortoises get along?
I mean,
your face. What?
I mean, I can see that. I mean, not everybody's gonna be nice. I mean, I'm sure.
No, but I'm talking about a species. So a lot of tortoises, they don't like each other. They don't live in groups. So some tortoises live more solitary, or they'll be like a male and a bunch of females, but no other male. So some tortoises will kind of fight each other if they're boys. So like, for example, sulcatas or African spur-thighed tortoises, that's one that a lot of people get for a pet when they're little and they grow enormous. Mm-hmm. They're the third largest species in the world of tortoise. They're actually quite aggressive with each other when they're two males.
That is
when you have females together, they're typically okay to my experience. Males and females, of course, get along a little too much. And then, but anytime you have males together, when they're mature, they will fight, push each other around. They'll try to flip each other over. Another species that doesn't get along with two males or multiple males is going to be the radiated tortoise. That's one that I've worked with before. And female radiated tortoises tend to get along great, but males no. So that's what I like about the red-footed tortoises is we have all boys and they're all best friends. In fact, these little guys live with bigger tortoises and they do not hurt them at all. They're actually super gentle together. Our baby tortoises do live indoors at night no matter what. When they get bigger, they'll be able to spend the night outside. But when it's 60 degrees and up, they're outside. And the bigger tortoises actually live outside even in the night too. And they have like a little hide to go in at night and sleep. But they're very diurnal. They like the daytime and they go straight to bed. As soon as it gets dark, they're like, time for bed. Not right now, though, because the fake sun is in here, I guess. So cute.
These are so cute.
They are so cute.
So
everybody loves them.
For those people out there that maybe say, hey, what would be a good pet for my toddler?
Nothing would be a good pet for your toddler. That's a terrible idea. A stuffed animal, that's a good pet for your toddler. I don't actually agree with buying animals just for children. I know every child is different. When kids get to be about 10 and up, they start developing a little more abilities to take care of animals. Mm-hmm. But I think that they should definitely be a group effort with a family member, an adult. I certainly had pets when I was little too, but I'm a little bit weird. I was very responsible even back then. But at the same time, it wasn't really responsible for my parents to get me a pet just for me. It would be like a family dog or whatever. I think it's important for everyone to be involved to a degree. I mean, it's okay if you're like the main caregiver, like kind of like I am, I guess, with our animal. But just a child taking care of an animal, no way. No animal. A tortoise is certainly not a good pet for a child, although they are gentle with kids. He's not in focus there. Not even there. Back on the mat. They're very gentle with children, but children aren't always gentle with them. And also, you worry about things like touching and not washing hands and things like that. So you want to always wash our hands or use hand sanitizer after holding these guys or before eating, because they can, kind of make you sick as well. A lot of people ask about salmonella with reptiles, and yes, that is a reptile thing, but it's also an all animal thing, really. Yeah. Most animals, especially birds and reptiles, can carry salmonella pretty well, and it's always important to wash your hands just in case they have it. But you can also get salmonella from handling like food and stuff like that, depending on what kind of food. So it's always good to wash your hands a lot, but I just don't think kiddos are responsible enough to take care of the animal either. And also these guys live a long time. They can live for 60 or 70 years. So you have to remember that commitment. So for example, Shelton and even Daniel too, they came from secondhand situations where they were kind of donated to us. Especially Shelton. He actually came from a rescue organization for reptiles. And that's super common for tortoises to be kind of given away because they do live a long time. People will have them for a long time and then decide they don't have the time or they don't want them anymore, etc. Or maybe they're just doing the right thing and giving them a better home. So that happens a lot too. These guys are also super messy. So tortoises and turtles are some of the messiest reptiles for sure of all the reptiles. They poop a lot. They pee. They do all the things and they do it a lot more often than most reptiles do. So they're super messy. And they need a lot of salads.
Lots and lots.
Let me know if y'all have any questions about these beautiful babies.
They love the grass. See, there's a question there.
It's not a question.
Oh.
So you're talking about a mangrove monitor. Definitely not a good pet for most people, but awesome. I love them. They are awesome. I agree. But yeah, that's definitely a monitor. A monitor, and it's a different type of monitor lizard. A monitor lizard in general, to me, is not a good beginner reptile for anyone at all. For advanced keepers, that is okay though, as long as you are able to take care of them. All right, these guys are ready to run off the cliff. Shall we give them a break? Okay, well, they're gonna go back to bed. It's good to see you guys on TikTok and Instagram and all over the place as well. They're super cute. You guys want to see them up close? Oh, so cute. This is Rocket right here. He's kind of the smallest one that we have. This is Jet right here. He's a little bit bigger than Rocket.
Look at the bottom of their shells. Like, they're so different.
They are very different. So they can be the same species and look a lot different. He's a lot darker. That's another way you can tell the difference as well. Good observation. What are some of the questions that like the kids and adults ask us about the tortoises?
Oh, let's see. We get a lot about
it's a race.
This is one that I love. People don't understand that tortoises, they don't really understand space and barriers very well.
No, they don't.
So we have to kind of make sure they don't
well, they're not designed to climb things.
They're not, but
most tortoises don't, although some can. But red-footed tortoises don't climb, and so falling off of things makes sense. Yeah, we'll have them in like a little tray or something like that or hold them for the baby.
But I do love that most people think like, oh, is it trying to escape? It's like, no, it just doesn't understand barriers.
So if we have them in like a tray or like a container of some sort, sometimes they'll kind of like,
they look like little Roombas moving around.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Just like they're doing right now.
So, and you guys know already that they cannot take their shell off. That is part of their body. That's kind of an old myth, though, that people know better now.
They also ask.
They don't have any teeth. Did you know that? No teeth.
Beaks.
They have a beak like a bird. It's kind of like a parrot. They have like a strong parrot beak, mostly for eating vegetation and things, right? Yes.
I do love how beautiful and round their shells are.
They are beautiful.
Really, really pretty.
They look like Easter eggs. Like size-wise. They're like little Easter eggs. They're so cute.
They look like a VW Beetle. Like,
they do. They should call it a VW Tortoise. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you have experience with I figured you did. A lot of people wouldn't even be able to get a hold of a mangrove monitor unless you had experience. Does the temperature that the egg is in determine the gender? That's a good question. I'm going to highlight this one. So for turtles and tortoises, to my knowledge, the cooler the temperature, that means they're going to be boys, and warmer means girls. So depending on the temperature of incubation, and that is, with my little knowledge, I'm not a breeder, but I was told that in zoology class at one point, and learning about them just in the past. They are really gender determined by temperature of their eggs during incubation.
That is a really cool fact.
It is cool. Crocodiles and alligators are like that too.
Wow.
At least in theory.
Cool.
I'm sure there's always exceptions where they're born a certain gender anyway, but yes, in general, that is correct. There you go. Guys are cool and girls are hot. That's actually what I was thinking in my brain before I answered. I was like, wait a minute, it's all coming back to me now. I'm old, you guys. I'm old. I have to think about stuff sometimes. Great job. Great question and great job. Really do you want to hang on to the tortoises for just a little bit longer? I'm going to get our next animal friend.
Yeah.
So we have another animal friend, another baby coming out next. It's much, much larger than these guys. So Ricky, why don't you talk to everybody for just a little bit, and I'll be right back.
Oh, no.
Tell everybody what's going on and
all alone.
Whatnot.
Okay. Let's see.
All alone.
I'm gonna read some of the comments.
You have to. Now tell everybody what's going on with us if they missed it earlier.
Let's see.
Thank you.
We have we have a couple of promotions on our Instagram and our Facebook and social media. Go tag your school. Go tag your what do you call it? Your school district or your teachers.
On Instagram or something?
Yes, and if you tag them, you may enter a raffle for $100 gift card or a $20 Starbucks card.
Which would you choose out there?
Dun, dun, dun,
dun, dun, dun. All right.
Yes.
Everybody say goodbye to our baby tortoises. You can set them right down in there.
Goodbye, baby.
Yes.
Okay.
They're going to rest for a little bit. And I'm going to have you hold this little food bowl.
God.
Let me see where we should put it for the camera. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
Make sure it doesn't fall down. And then I'm going to release the beast this direction. This is going to be a bit of an experiment. Okay. No, you're good standing right there. And make sure or sitting right here. You're not standing, you're sitting. Hold the bowl, make sure it doesn't fall off the cliff. And I think he'll be fine. So our next animal friend coming out is brand new, guys.
Drum roll.
Okay, make him feel nice and comfortable though. And hopefully he'll find the food. You may see a kennel. You may not. You may see my hand.
Come on, buddy.
And he's very new, so we're going to give him some time to come out. There he comes. Good job. Oh my gosh. Make sure and pet him so he doesn't jump off the cliff. You know, this is real life, you guys, and we do our best. Hey, look at this. He may or may not want the food. Let me scoot him over just a little bit. And there he is. Hi, buddy. Who are you? Would you like some snacks? He may not.
What I love about Flemish Giants.
Well, we have to introduce him first.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
This is a Flemish Giant rabbit. If you guys have never seen Sandor, our Flemish Giant rabbit, I know you guys probably have. He's probably the most famous animal we have. Maybe Ghost and Sandor are probably the two more famous animals we have. He's gonna leave us, you guys. So maybe I'll just hang on to him to make sure. Okay. Yeah. Let me use my hands instead of your hands.
Okay.
Thank you. Once he settles down, I'm sure he'll be fine. He is so new to this, you guys, and I'm so proud of him. We did a little trial run earlier, and check it out. So, would you like the food or not? You can't decide. I mean, it's up to you. So this is actually our newest bunny, and we have Sandor, the other Flemish Giant rabbit. This is a Flemish Giant rabbit as well, and his name is Gregor. Sandor and Gregor, brothers from Game of Thrones, if you don't know. And he is only 12 weeks old. Sandor, our other Flemish Giant, is 4 years old. And his online debut, yes, exactly. And he is still quite large for only being 12 weeks old, isn't he? He is quite big. I don't know how much he weighs, so don't ask, because I don't know. I haven't weighed him yet. But we got him about 3.5 weeks ago, and he's been doing very well. In fact, a little too well. He eats us out of house and home. He is growing all the time. These guys grow a lot and eat a lot at this age. And he does have pellets here to chew on if you want some, but he doesn't seem to care about them right now. Do you or do you not? No, he just wants to smell them. And that's fine. He gets all the pellets he wants behind the scenes because he is a baby and baby bunnies get pellets. He also gets hay and veggies. Hay and veggies. And the pellets as well. But he is quite large, especially on screen. He looks enormous for being a 12-week animal, you guys. He's about as big as a normal sized rabbit, if not already bigger. And Sandor, our other rabbit, is over 20 pounds. So he's got a lot of growing to do. I bet he'll get about twice as big as what you see here. But he has a different color than Sandor. Sandor, if you've never seen him before, he's actually what we call fawn, which is kind of like a strawberry blonde. And Gregor is what we call steel gray or steel blue, whatever you want to say. I think it's steel gray. But he's kind of like a mixed black and white. So he looks very, very dark gray. He's just beautiful. I just love him. He's so pretty and very active, this guy.
So he's probably what, like 3 months now?
He's 12 weeks. So is that 3 months? Yes, right? It's about 3 months. Yeah. So right about 3 months old. Can you believe it?
3 months and he's this big.
That's amazing. That's amazing. These Flemish Giant Rabbits are my favorite breed a million times over. 100% my favorite. And the size is amazing. I mean, I think they're a beautiful breed and also very friendly. He's still a baby, so he's a lot more active than Sandor. Sandor is a real pro at all this, you guys. He just lays here and gets pets. But Gregor's like, what's happening? I want to see all the things. I'm curious. I'm sure he wants to run around and play. So we'll do our very best to keep him here, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, so you guys excited? Do you all visit other zoos? Yeah, we do. Yeah. We do visit zoos for fun. I've actually worked at many other zoos as well. In my time, if you've never seen me before or heard my story, I've been animal specialist for a long time and zookeeper and veterinary technician and all kinds of things. Yeah, we love to go to zoos when we have time.
Yes.
We never have time anymore. Anytime we go on vacation, we always try to visit a zoo where we're going as well. And see the sights and see the animals. That's one of my favorite things to do in the whole world. Yeah. I also love taking photos of other animals too. Yeah, we sure do. And not every zoo is created equal, but most zoos are wonderful to visit, you guys. Hi, it's good to see you guys. For those of you just joining us, this is Gregor, our newest Flemish Giant Rabbit. Now, don't worry, Sandor is just fine. This is actually another bunny for him and also for us because we're very busy. And Sandor, our other bunny, works almost every single show. So we need another bunny to fill appointments and to leave Sandor a break sometimes. But we also do want to introduce these two together very soon. So Sandor is due to be neutered super soon. Oh, no, but he should be just fine. Don't worry. It's just very, very, what do you call it? Well, we have to do it, but it's necessary, but also it's very routine. It's very, I 100% trust my vet that we use and should be fine. So don't worry about Sandor. But then this guy, once he's of age, he'll be neutered too. Don't tell him, but it should be just fine. That way they can actually live together. That is very important. If you want to get two rabbits, it's really, really important to actually spay or neuter them, even if they're the same gender, because unspayed or unneutered bunnies can become very territorial with each other and actually really do each other some harm. You see his one ear kind of going all over the place. So fun facts about rabbits, they have huge ears, right? That's probably the number one thing when you see on a rabbit and you recognize them as a bunny rabbit is their big ears. Not every type of rabbit has big stand-up ears like this.
So cute.
He's still growing into his ears too. But they have big ears for a couple of different reasons. Number one, hearing, right? Do you remember how well or how far away a rabbit can hear?
Let me guess.
How many miles?
200? No. Is that too much?
Way too much.
2 miles.
2 miles. That's much better. That's a long way.
I'm like, what was 200?
200 yards for the owl seeing.
There you
shortly.
go.
Yeah.
All my facts are kind of.
That's okay. It's still the number 2, so you did pretty well. I was like 200 miles. Enough. Good lord. If you want to do it in feet, how many feet is a mile? I don't even know.
I don't know.
I don't either. I'm bad at math. But 2 miles is how far they can hear. They can also turn their ears in different directions to hear all around their body. And they also have big ears for these big veins in their ears. So do you know what the veins are for?
That is cool.
You can see them really well.
To cool their body, right?
That's right. Just like an elephant, they have pretty big ears. And they do not sweat, and they don't do well getting wet or taking baths. So instead, to cool their body, they have less hair on their ears. Can you kind of see? Oh, you can't see in the shot there. Yeah. Pretty cool. That's where their biggest blood vessels are, and that is how heat actually escapes their body because they are wearing a very thick fur coat, very beautiful in Gregor's case, steel gray, and a beautiful kind of mixed color, almost like salt and pepper. And he would be able to be very warm in the wintertime and insulated. Rabbits in the wild, the species that they come from, the domestic rabbits come from, because he's the domestic breed called a Flemish giant. He's not a wild animal, but the wild counterpart in the wild is the European wild rabbit. And that is a pretty cold environment where they live. So they need a very warm fur coat. The rabbit in the wild also does not hibernate. So they will literally be awake all winter. So they need to stay warm. During the winter, they don't breed, but they still are out and about eating and things. So they need to be very warm. So they have a very warm fur coat. They need somewhere for their body heat to escape. So that is where the ears take over. Isn't that cool? And that is actually too where you would draw blood on a rabbit if you were like a vet or something like that to get a blood sample, is right there in the ears. Pretty cool.
Let's see. Somebody's asking, are they considered mammals or rodents?
They're both mammals and not rodents. So they are mammals, but they're actually called lagomorphs. So a rodent would be like a rat or a mouse or a guinea pig or a squirrel. Let's name some differences between rodents and rabbits and lagomorphs, let's say. So lagomorphs are rabbits, hares, and pikas. Those are your three lagomorph species. So they're kind of their own thing. Whereas rodents, there's a bunch of different types. I almost said millions. I don't know if there's millions, but there's hundreds of different types of rodents. There's many, many different kinds. The order that rodents are in has the most variety of any mammal. So rodents are the most variety. There's many different types of any mammal. They are mammals. They have hair. They have warm-blooded bodies, and they give milk to their babies, which is the most important factor. That is a mammal, makes a mammal because of mammary glands. Mammal. But difference between a lagomorph rabbit or a rodent. So rodents and rabbits have a lot in common, but they have some differences. So one is going to be their teeth. So both rodents and rabbits have teeth that they have to chew on stuff to wear their teeth down because they grow and grow and grow from the root. A rabbit on the top is going to have 4 teeth. They have like kind of 2 teeth like this and 2 in the front that are a little longer, and they have 2 on the bottom. So 2 on the bottom and 4 on the top, whereas a rodent has 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. So it's 2 and 2. But they both are animals that chew on stuff, and they have a big gap in their skull called a diastema. Diastema is a space in your teeth, basically. I have a diastema right here, but they have a big diastema back here in the back, and that way they can get rid of things that they're chewing on. So they chew and they spit it out the side. Rodents and rabbits have that, but rodents have 2 and 2, rabbits have 4 and 2. And then another big difference is going to be their diet. So a rabbit, they're vegetarian, right? Lagomorphs, vegetarian. All the lagomorphs, the hares, the pikas, and the rabbits, they're all herbivores. So they're eating nothing but plants. Whereas rodents, most rodents are actually omnivores. They eat a little bit of everything. There's exceptions like guinea pigs. Guinea pigs are not omnivores. They only eat plants. But like rats, squirrels, hamsters, there's many others that do eat a little bit of both, right? So another one is going to be their paws. So rabbits and all lagomorphs like this, they have no pads on their paws. So they don't have any like toe beans like a cat does or like a rat does. Rats even have like hands. Guinea pigs have toe pads. They have like little pink, toes. These guys do not. So the bottom of their feet, I'm not going to show you because you're not going to like that. But the bottom of their feet on the big back legs and the front feet are actually furry. And that actually helps them to stay warm. Cool,
That's
huh?
pretty cool.
And then if it's a desert hare, which is still in the lagomorph grouping, they're still going to have furry bottoms of their paws that helps them to kind of like walk on top of the sand and things like that. So they are covered in hair. Those are your major differences. What's the difference between a hare and a rabbit? Do you know?
I have no idea.
He's so cute. He's very curious about everything going on. So rabbits are different species than hares, and pikas are another kind of extra one too that most people don't know about. But pikas are like a cute little. They almost look like a. Where's he going? Look at those big ears. He's looking down. This is like his first time ever in the studio, except for earlier today. His second time in the studio, but first time actually working in the studio, which is pretty cool. Do you want snacks or no? Here. Snacks. Sandor never cared about snacks while working either. Isn't that interesting? Trust me, he'll eat behind the scenes. He loves his food. But hares and rabbits. Okay, so rabbits are going to be more social. That's a big difference. Hares are more solitary. Hares also have less babies that are more developed when they're born. So baby hares are like born running around and with hair and eyes open, a lot more developed, almost like a guinea pig is born like that. Hares also eat a little bit more fiber and less like grass and things like that. So they're going to eat things like bark and twigs and things like that. Because hares are typically either in very cold places or very hot places, so they have scarce resources. So hares are very good at surviving on very little nutrition. Bye, Gregor. Bye. He's gonna jump off the cliff. I hope not. If he does, he'll be fine. He's a rabbit. He can jump. And a hare has longer legs. They're a lot better at actually jumping around and running around really fast. Those are some differences between hares and rabbits. Rabbit babies are called kittens. Did you know that?
No.
Kitten, just like a cat. Some people call them kits, but it's actually kitten. That is weird. Get your own name, baby rabbits. Rabbits are usually associated with springtime and fertility, right? Because they do have a lot of babies. Rabbits in the wild do not have a breeding season at all. As long as they have food and resources for their babies, they will keep breeding. So that is why they're kind of known as like the fertility symbol and things like that. You need to settle down. You're a professional rabbit. You'll get to know the surroundings soon.
These babies are so full of energy.
He's full of energy. And I'm sure he's ready to run around because rabbits are actually crepuscular, which means that they're mostly active at the sunset and the sunrise. So it's like right when he would be super active and then go to bed for a little bit and then be up again in the night. These guys are active at night as well. But during the day, they nap a lot. But he's also a baby, so he's going to have more energy than Sandor does. But I love him anyway. Oh, so cute. What else? Rabbits. Oh, about their breeding. And mom can have babies literally over and over again as long as there's enough food to feed them. Because rabbits grow up really fast in the wild, especially. Huh?
I think this guy's ready.
No, we're gonna keep going.
I want to meet the little.
We're gonna keep going. We're not in any rush. We're doing fine.
Oh.
You're just here for the ride. I'm in control.
All right. I want to see baby.
Yeah, bunnies here in the United States, you're usually going to see cottontails. In the wild, the wild kind of counterpart to the domestic rabbits, any domestic breed of rabbit that you have out there is going to come from the European version. So it's the European wild rabbit. European wild rabbits are actually more social than cottontail rabbits, which is why they made kind of more segue into being domestic, make more sense. Cottontails here in the United States, they actually don't burrow underground either. Whereas the European wild rabbits, they actually do burrow underground in like tunnels and things like that. Yeah. What do you guys think of Gregor? He is so pretty.
He's so cute.
Yes, I saw a lot of wild rabbits in Florida and in Corpus Christi as well when I lived out there. They tend to be around where the resources are, like water.
Why?
And grass.
Can you answer this? Why is his fur so soft? Like out of all the animals that I've touched, like this guy.
I don't know if he's gonna get in your pocket here in a minute. Keep
this
baby
guy
talking
has
to him.
like the softest fur.
You want treats? Here. He does have really soft fur. He's a baby, so that makes sense. Being a little guy, being a little baby, having baby hair. Maybe he'll hang out with us longer if he eats snacks. He's so hungry. He's growing all the time. Maybe not. Bye. Delicious. Just a little nibble. By the way, when rabbits are young, it's important to feed them pellets. But when they become a year to a year and a half, it's good to wean them off pellets so they don't get too fat. Unless they're not fat, and then you want to fatten them up a little bit.
Can you tell me why is it that they do that chewing thing all the time?
Well, I mean, right now it's eating. But you mean in general?
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, they'll sometimes chew and they'll sometimes won't, but they're usually wearing their teeth down when they're chewing on stuff. But they also groom themselves too.
Because I see both rabbits they're always moving their mouth constantly.
I think you're seeing maybe sniffing.
Oh.
They're definitely always smelling something. That is constant. So rabbits have not just good sense of hearing to 2 miles away, they can also smell 2 miles away. And they're always sniffing, even when asleep, because that is one of their biggest ways to sense danger is by sniffing stuff. And they say that a rabbit's sense of smell is even more sensitive than their hearing. But not just that, it's actually so sensitive that they can smell your intentions and feelings. They can actually get to know if you are going to harm them or not. And that is from being a prey animal. That's like actually a survival technique. Yeah, I know. You're just
so
right
curious.
Around. He is. And I'm sure he wants to explore the whole house.
Yeah.
Sandor, I feel like, has already seen it all, so he's bored with it. Aww. They do groom themselves a lot too, and you'll see hair shedding. Sandor is actually going through a coat molt right now. They molt twice a year. And Gregor isn't really doing that yet, but I imagine he will the older he gets. Yeah. What do you guys think of him? He's so pretty. We wanted to get a different color than Sandor, because Sandor is like that fawn kind of strawberry blonde color. lay down for a little bit longer. And he's
so
like just a little bit different. I like the color.
What's up, buddy?
I don't even know which color I like better, his or Sandor. They're both beautiful.
So
they're both so beautiful.
Not a big shocking idea that babies are they like to nibble.
Yeah, and they grow out of that. So if you ever want a pet rabbit, by the way, do a lot of research. I think rabbits are actually pretty easy to care for when you set them up correctly. If you ever need advice, he's gonna dig his bed and make himself at home, just like Sandor does, and maybe eat the bed.
That
Here,
is
why don't
so
you eat
cute,
this?
though.
It is cute.
Come on, buddy.
So these guys have little front paws that they use really just for digging. That's all the purpose of the front paws. The back feet propel them through the air, right? They can jump. In the wild, a European wild rabbit can actually jump about 4 to 5 feet high and 9 feet across to jump away from enemies. They can also run about 45 miles an hour in the wild, and in human care, not so much because they are a domestic, but still pretty fast when they want to be. He's got those little digging paws, right? He's got hair in my nose. That's why I'm scratching my nose. But yeah, if you do all your research and adopt a bunny, they are great pets for the right family. It's almost like owning a cat or a dog, though. They're a pretty big responsibility, but a great pet if you take good care of them.
Let's see.
But we have another video actually in our archive on the lives on YouTube all about rabbit care as well.
Camille is asking, is the other rabbit you have as soft as this one?
I don't think so. I think Sandor's a little less soft just because he's a baby and Sandor's an adult.
I think they're both, but they're
both soft. They're both rabbits.
Really
So they're both super soft and warm, right?
But
they're warm coat. Like chinchilla soft, super soft.
Very soft.
This breed has a very soft coat. I like that they still look like a classic rabbit, even though they're so big. They still have that rabbit appearance where they don't have like the floppy ears and they don't have like a different shape. They still look like a rabbit, just big.
People always say he looks like, or Sandor looks like Peter Rabbit.
Yeah, Sandor does like Peter Rabbit. I feel like I had so much more to say. Oh, let's talk about responsibility with purchasing bunnies for Easter. So we know Easter's coming up, not yet, but I do want to talk about this because people are already buying baby bunnies from pet stores and things like that. We want to always do our research because they're not for little kiddos. We don't want to be buying animals for kiddos like we mentioned with the tortoises, right? And this is a long-term commitment. Rabbits can live for 10 to 15 years. That's a long time. They deserve all the best. And all the best diet. We want to keep them inside when they're a pet rabbit and make sure that they're out of the heat and taken care of from predators and things like that. Are you super ready? That's fine. We can let you rest. He did a great job for his first time. Good job, buddy. He is very friendly. He's just like ready to play. Another snack? Yum. One more bite and then we'll go. There's just a lot to think about. Rabbits are actually one of the more rehomed exotic animals that we see in the pet trade and things like that. They actually get rehomed and abandoned a lot, which is very, very sad. We want to always make sure and do our research. We can maybe support adoption or find a responsible breeder to support as well. That's what we did with our Flemish Giants because it's hard to find them for adoption, to be honest. And we need good animal ambassadors. So we actually did support a couple of very small breeders of these guys. And they're like family pets over there as well. Okay, you guys, let's let him not turn our live stream off. Woo! Oh, I was going to say, these guys have the long back legs, but they also have the ability to kick with their back legs. That is another purpose of the long legs with the nails, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this food. I'm gonna put this food in the back so he can have it when he goes in.
Careful, buddy. Come on.
Let's go. You can. I know. Little kiss goodbye. And he did such a good job. What a good job he did. I'm so
super excited.
So I just want to come back so I can talk about rabbits a little bit longer before. So, I just want to make sure that you guys know that rabbits are not a good Easter gift for little kids or really anybody unless you're already a rabbit person and you're just looking to maybe expand your family. If you do adopt a second rabbit, it's really important to quarantine that rabbit when they come in for about a month and also get them spayed or neutered. And then you have to start the bonding process, which is another process. So it's really, really good to do your research. I am not an expert when it comes to bonding rabbits, but I have done a lot of research on it. This will actually be my first bonding process with our 2 rabbits. So I will keep you guys posted how that goes. However, I've been told with the Flemish Giant rabbits that they always get along. So I'm looking forward to it. And they will both be neutered. So there's a lot to think about. There's a lot of channels out there on YouTube that are dedicated to rabbits. And I actually have a live stream that I talked about all about rabbit care on the
Oh, yeah.
live list. So you can go back in time and see
Yes.
that rabbit care video if you would like. I have a lot of good advice over there, if I do say so myself. Did you have any other questions or comments about the bunny? I thought he did a great job for his first time.
I think he did great.
I think he just wants to play. He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's so cute.
I'm really excited to meet our next buddies because
yes,
I haven't spent a lot of time with them.
Yes, and we'll see how they do as well.
Yeah.
They may not last very long, so we'll see how they do. They're
That's
brand new. So Gregor, the bunny that you just saw, is our second newest, and this one coming up, this species is our first newest, most recent. We have a question here. How much bigger did your Savannah monitor get? He or she is still growing. I'm pretty confident that Dino is a girl because of the size.
Mm-hmm.
Dino eats like a horse and is still not super big, so I think female. So decent size for a girl, and maybe I'll have Dino on the next live stream. She is doing very well. Oh yes, rabbits are very important to the natural environment because food.
Yeah.
So we have a comment here talking about gators eating bunnies. Yeah, they definitely do. Rabbits are 100% food, 100% prey. That is one challenge of having a rabbit is because they are prey animals. You have to get them used to their surroundings and things like that. The Flemish rabbits, to other humans, anything. Your pets, you want to make sure and keep your other pets away from them, at least while they're getting used to things. That way they don't stress them out or accidents don't happen. It's always important to keep cats and dogs away from them unless supervised and closely as well. And always keep rabbits inside. It is super important for weather because even over really 70 or 80 degrees, they can overheat. And also for predators and parasites as well. All right, so I think it's time to meet our final species of the day. Sorry, guys. I'm like, are you excited? I know you're excited.
Yeah.
Okay, so these two are so new that they don't even have names yet. So we are taking some name suggestions, and maybe we'll take them into consideration. Please be family-friendly suggestions. And it is two of them, and we don't know their genders.
That is a great idea. Should we create a post?
I just don't want to promise people that I'm gonna select their. But we can definitely take suggestions.
Yeah.
I definitely am open to that. We're a little bit picky in particular about our animal names because once we adopt our animals, they never leave. So we're stuck with that name for a long time. And also our animals do a lot of presentation shows. So our bunnies are Gregor and Sandor from Game of Thrones. Hopefully they don't fight like those guys in Game of Thrones. They should be besties. And then, of course, the tortoises are all like Elton John themed. So they have a theme. We do have other XYZ animals, but let's just bring them in. I will go get them. Ricky, entertain the masses once again. You don't have an animal with you. I know. Usually I would just pause, but you're here, so you can.
I know it's crazy, but that's okay.
Have people guess what it is?
Oh yeah. Okay, so guesses. Let's see. I don't see any comments. No comments guessing what kind of animals.
It's an animal we already have, so they're babies of this.
Little babies. Yes. One of I can give you a tip. They're birds.
They're gonna hear them.
Here they come.
Well, keep going.
They're really cute. Chinchilla? No, not a chinchilla.
Oh.
These are birds.
We don't have any chinchillas.
And they're making a lot of noises.
Can you hear them?
I was about to say
what it was.
but they do.
Well, they're kind of chirping, right?
Kind of.
They're not really.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So this animal sounds different as a baby than it does as an adult. So that's a clue there. We already have these guys. But it's a different kind.
Is it a Pikachu? Maybe.
Aww.
Maybe.
Not a Pikachu.
A Pikachu.
That's a great guess.
Oh my god! There's another hint. They're super cute. They're really cute.
They're universally cute. Everybody thinks they're cute. I'm gonna put them right here for a minute. That way, it's also super new for them, you guys. So this is gonna be a type of bird. You can probably hear them. I have a rabbit here in my eyeball. These guys are super soft, as most birds are, right? But these guys are like baby soft. They are babies. They're going to look a lot different as adults. And, good job. It's going to be ducks, you guys. So we do have some wood ducks and we do have some Pekin ducks. and we needed to add to the duck fam because we need them desperately for our program. So they're going to be a little bit nervous, I'm sure. I'll do my best to keep them comfortable. I'm going to hold them in my hands. You guys.
Little baby.
So these are little unnamed baby ducklings. And we might keep it brief with them because I think they're a little nervous. Or I may put one back and have one out at a time. They don't really like to be alone. So it's actually better to hold them together like this. And they're quite strong, so they can just run right out of my hands, but I'm going to hold on to them. But these two are unnamed. We do not know if they're male or female because at this age, it's hard to tell, and it's really hard to tell with any baby bird, to be honest. But they are rowan ducks. They're ducklings. And rowans look just like mallards, except for they're extra, extra large, like our Pekin ducks. And again, our Pekin ducks are fine. They're doing really well. They're really hard to bring into the studio. But I would love to do a stream maybe outdoors sometime and show you guys our big, beautiful white Pekin ducks. Our Pekin ducklings were on the program before when they were little like this. They were a lot easier to hold. And Pekin ducklings are actually all bright yellow, kind of like the peeps, or like baby chicks, right? These guys are actually more of the wild type coloration. So mallards, when they are baby ducklings like this, they have the stripes on them to be able to hide in the bushes and things like that underneath their mom. So mallard ducks anyway in the wild, and rowans look like mallards except for the size. So the males are the green head with the white stripe around their neck and kind of like multicolored, beautiful. And then the mom, the female, is actually really beautiful as well, but she's more brown because moms are single moms when it comes to being ducks. Wow. So most of the time, male ducks are quite beautiful and stand out to attract mates. And then the mom may look a little bit more drab or brown. No offense to the mom. They're still gorgeous to me. I think they're beautiful. And if these two end up being girls, they'll still be beautiful and beloved. But that is the reason, is because mom will actually sit on the nest by herself on the ground. So being brown makes sense. And then once the babies hatch out, so mom duck will actually have incubation for about a month, and then the babies hatch out, and they can have anywhere from 5 to maybe 12, 15 babies. They have a lot of ducklings at once, and those little baby ducklings will imprint on their mother. They'll imprint on their mother and follow their mother everywhere. Mom is their lifeline. So she will teach them how to eat. She will teach them how to survive. Baby ducklings are super precocial at birth, just like the hares we were talking about, where they're running around. They can see well. They can do everything well. Whereas, like, for example, you can pet them. For example, a baby parrot is altricial. So they're the opposite of a duckling or a chick, like a chicken chick. These guys are running around right after hatching. So they will follow their mom and imprint on her, and she will sit on them at night and things like that. So being brown makes sense for the mom. But they're awfully cute, you guys. They're very strong. If I set them down, they would run right off the cliff. But they're so cute. I know.
Don't be such a drama queen.
They are super full of drama. Even adult ducks are full of drama when you hold them. So it won't be very long that we can hold them like this. And I promise you they're fine. They're just being full of
ducks are
sass.
like that.
Yeah, and they're actually doing really well. They've only been with us for a few days, and they're doing pretty well so far. These guys are about 3 weeks old by their size. I'm not 100% sure on their birthday because I got them a little later than I would have liked, but we still love them anyway. And they're already doing really well just for being here for a few days. They are already getting used to who feeds them, which is me, and what their food looks like, what the bag of food sounds like, and their routine, and they love their water, and blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna try to put one here and hold on to one. I know they're not gonna like to be separated, but you guys, I'm sure you would love to see them kind of standing here. Oh my gosh! So this is some of their survival instinct as well, because ducklings by themselves don't survive. Ducklings with their siblings and mom do survive, so they don't want to be alone. So they cry out to each other. It's super adorable. I know. And they're fast. Maybe we can. I just don't want them to run away, you guys. Yes, it's okay. They're so cute. Their little wingies are so tiny. Ah! And they will learn really fast as far as because they don't know anything yet. They don't know what the studio is. They don't know what these lights are. They don't know what the camera is. Aww. So we do have our two other Pekin ducks. They're Gansito and Lucas. So that is their name, Gansito and Lucas. So we need 2 more names for our beautiful ruin ducks. I do not know male or female, so let's keep it working for both genders, please. And we'll take any and all name suggestions. Oh, sweet babies. These guys are awesome animals. I think ducks are some of the most impressive of the birds. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's just a duck. They kind of take them for granted, but ducks are amazing. They can survive in almost, gender neutral would be good. They can survive in almost any weather in any place. The only reason why ducks migrate is when they have their young. So when babies are like this, they don't have waterproof or weatherproof feathers yet. They have their down feathers, right? Yeah. So they're not waterproof at all. So they can go swim for a little bit, but then they have to dry back off and warm up with their mom, or in this case with each other, or an incubator or something like that. Before a duckling is has their kind of waterproofing feathers, they need to be in a warm incubator. Oh, they're kind of relaxing now. Sweet baby. Yes, you're so sweet. Oh, you're so tough. Don't go potty on me, okay? It's gonna happen. But ducks can survive once they're adults in almost any weather situation, hot or cold. They're insulated with their feathers, and their feet do not freeze. So their feet can actually be in ice water or very, very cold, frigid water, because they have something called counter current heat exchange in their legs. They're almost like reptiles that never get cold or hot in their legs. They're scaly, but their blood flow actually stays neutral on their legs. So they don't get hot or cold. That being said, they can't stand, they wouldn't be able to stand in like boiling water. That wouldn't be good. But freezing water, okay, to a degree, as long as they have breaks from that, they can actually be in there. And flamingos are kind of like big, long-legged ducks. They're like that too. Flamingos can actually rest in ice water and go to sleep. And then if it melts the next day, they can walk right out of the water. Pretty cool. Oh, they're so sweet.
I love their.
I don't think they're used to you yet.
I know. Their feathers almost feel like fur right now.
They do. Really they're very like furry feathers in texture. Mm-hmm. It's called down feathers. So these little baby feathers. It keeps them warm on everything else, but then they quickly grow up. These guys will literally be full grown in like 3 to 4 months. And they're only 3 weeks old right now. And they were, when they were born, they were a super teeny tiny little duckling, right? Stay here. But you can see what kind of wild type coloration. This is exactly what a baby mallard looks like too. Maybe a little smaller at this age, but a baby mallard is going to have the same kind of brown coloration, the striping on the eyes, the kind of tannish underneath them. It looks more natural to be able to hide. Mm-hmm. Very susceptible to predators. Another animal, if you adopt a duck, do all your research. They definitely need to be kept indoors until they're grown, and then they can go out, and they have to be in something covered and enclosed at night, because they are super duper vulnerable to predators. All kinds of predators can eat ducks. Our ducks are really big though, so they do really well during the day. But and ducks are really smart, don't you think?
They are.
So they get kind of a weird reputation for being dumb. They're not. They're very smart. They learn very fast.
No, they know what happens. Like every time that you get close to them, they know like when it's food time. They know when it's not food time. They're
really observant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you come close to their like if you open their kennel, they know that's when they have to go to their kennel. It's great.
So our adult ducks, the Pekin ducks, they know how to go in their kennel on cue. They love their treats. That's the best thing about training ducks, is they love food. As you can see, this one's about to eat my finger right now. Luckily, ducks' bites do not hurt at all. Oh my gosh, like cute! I'm so honored that he's trying to eat me, or she. The ducks are actually dabble feeders. They don't really have a strong bite at all. They kind of like slurp their food up in water. It's really important to provide them water at all times, especially if they're eating, because they'll choke on dry food without water. Wow. They need to be able to sift the food through the water. But they are dabble feeders. So they have little, what's called lamellae in their beak or their bill. It's called a bill in this case. Bill. Maybe we should name one Bill. That'd be cute. We don't know if they're boys or girls. Billy could be a girl's name. But these guys have they're almost like combs in their mouths. Flamingos have this too, and they kind of filter feed when it's a flamingo. These guys are more dabble feeders, which means it's kind of like super messy and slurpy, right?
Yeah.
How do
they go? They sound kind of like
they're like, where's the snacks?
Like love it. What's it?
Hannibal Lecter. Yeah. Maybe we should name one Hannibal Lecter. That would be cute. That would be... Hannibal. No.
That's what it sounds like.
And ducks will eat anything that's small enough to eat, and that includes other animals and plants. So they're omnivores. So out of the 3 that we met today, these are the only omnivores that actually eat other animals. But they have to be small. They filter feed those animals in the water. So they'll eat things like little little crustaceans and little worms and bugs. They're great at eating bugs. But another thing about adopting ducks is we want to make sure you guys don't impulse buy ducklings for your kiddos. They're definitely a big commitment. They're a lot of mess cleanup. You have to devote a backyard situation when they're adults because they're too messy to keep indoors unless you're diapering them all the time, which is not really the best. You can sometimes, not to say you can't on occasion, but they really should have an outdoor space to live, almost like chickens have, and a safe space and lots of water and lots of cleanup. This one's falling asleep, I think. So cute.
That suggestion for names.
Where is it?
Proneo.
Thing 1 and thing 2?
No.
Oh.
That one's pretty funny too. But Proneo says Billie and Eilish.
Oh my gosh. Now you're on the right track.
Yeah,
I think Billie Eilish would like that.
Yeah.
Yes, a great point to bring up. Okay, more responsible topics about ducks. I'm kind of like all over the place. It's been a while since we've been live, but I think people are enjoying it. So again, we don't encourage you guys to adopt bunnies or ducklings for Easter, unless you're adding to your flock and you have chicks as well. Unless you already, you're a chicken person, you're a duck person, and you know what you're doing, and that's different. If you want to add some more, that's what we did. But as far as like for everyone, they're not for everyone. There's a lot of research to be done. Also, these guys are not going to stay this small very long at all. They're actually going to grow up very fast, anywhere from 2, 3, 4 months rather. They're already 3 weeks old now, but 2 to 3, 4 months, they're already going to be as big as a adult duck. And this is a big breed. This is actually as big as a Pekin duck, which can be up to 9, 10, 12 pounds. Yeah. That's a big duck, and they're awesome, but not for everyone. So they do need to live outside, very messy, and big commitment. They can if you don't know what you're doing, they can not make it as well. So we want to be nice and careful. So we want to talk about feeding ducks in the river or pond if you see them. Another thing I want to bring up too is if you adopt a duck, we don't want to release them after you're tired of them as well. If you do that, it's illegal. Number one, they usually will not make it because they're not wild animals; they're domestic, and it's not a good idea to do that. So the best thing to do is give them up for adoption. If you can't have them anymore, you get baby ducklings, and you're like, "What have I done?" You can put them up for adoption. That is the best thing to do. A lot of farms and different places will take them. Always ask first. Don't just dump them on somebody, and make sure they go to a good home. There's a lot of places that you can rehome ducks as well. But I recommend kind of like not doing that in the first place. But another thing is you may see ducks in a pond or a river, and you may want to feed them. And that is okay. You can feed ducks in the wild or in a pond, or if they're already domestic ducks that have been released. Right here in San Antonio, we've got the river, and there are ducks over there. You should not feed them bread. That's a great thing to bring up. A lot of people do feed them breadcrumbs and bread in general. Bread is actually very bad for ducks and birds in general. You do not want to give them excess of bread. Bread can make them develop incorrectly and give them something called angel wing, which means their feathers don't grow right and they will kind of like be morphed into a weird shape. Angel wing sounds really pretty, but it's not. It's actually super awful. So feeding them bread actually fills them up. It's not like poisonous or anything like that, but it fills them up really fast and they won't get the nutrients that they need afterwards, and they won't want to eat the right food. So some alternatives is peas. Ducks love peas, so like frozen peas. You can throw them right in the water and they'll eat them frozen. They'll thaw in no time. You can bring, I wouldn't say canned peas because they usually have like salt in them at that point, a preservative. So frozen peas are good, or fresh peas. Any frozen veggies like that are small like peas is fine. So like broken up cauliflower or things like that. You can feed them greens like collard greens or mixed greens from the grocery store. Just make sure to rinse them first because birds are very sensitive to toxins. So we want to make sure and rinse off all the veggies you feed them. Bird seed is fine for them to eat within reason. Duck food is the best choice. So you can actually purchase duck feed or chicken feed at a feed store or a pet store. And that is really the best thing to feed them anyway. So you can kind of throw that in the water for them, but peas are like crack to ducks. They love them. Yeah. And worms, and dried mealworms as well. Yeah. Great topic to bring up. I'm sorry, my hands are full. Birds are definitely related to reptiles. Yes.
There's another name. Dr. Ducksworth and Squeakers.
I don't see them. Where are you getting that?
That's Viviana.
Where? Oh, Dr. Ducksworth and Squeakers. Well, after a while, they won't be squeaking anymore. They only squeak as babies. That's cute.
One should be named Squeakers. They sound like this Squeeze chew soy. Yeah, that is
They
true.
do. They sound like
They do.
squeaky toys.
They do sound like.
Did you know the squeaky toys for dogs are squeaky because of that? They sound like prey.
They sound
So
like
squeaky
ducks.
dogs are predators. I don't know if you guys know, dogs eat meat. And the squeaking sound is actually very stimulating to a dog because it sounds like a dying animal or afraid animal. Isn't that great?
That is so crazy.
Yeah, dogs are predators. Cats are also predators. What can we do to help ducks out in the wild? Well, we can not use pesticides near their water. That's really important. We can feed them properly if you're going to offer treats to them, like we already said. What else? We can make sure to keep our cats inside. Cats are a big problem for wild birds in general and wild reptiles. Birds and reptiles. And wild animals. I like thing 1 and thing 2. That's actually pretty cute.
I like that.
Not hunt them. That's another thing. Hunting ducks is not necessarily 100% bad because some of it has to be done to for the population of ducks, but it all depends on seasonal and things like that. But yeah, not hunting them willy-nilly, that's for sure. And then some ducks are protected and you can't hunt them at all. Like wood ducks, I believe, are just seasonal now, but they used to be endangered.
There's another name. Gumball
and Darwin. What is that from?
I don't know.
Tell me what that's from because we're old.
I'm guessing it's a cartoon.
Sounds like
we
it.
Haven't checked it out. So Loon Raider, what is that from? So maybe we can.
Yeah, I love names that go together, and I love names from pop culture too. Donald Duck and Daphne Duck, cute. Remember, we don't know their genders though. Although, I mean, they can be whatever gender they want.
The Amazing World of Gumball.
Don't know what that is. You know what that is?
I actually do because our friend, one of our zookeeper friends, or one of her nephew does the voice for Gumball.
Cool. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later. Best cartoon ever? Well, I'm gonna have to check it out then.
Oh, well, the guy, the kid that does the voice for Gumball lives here in San Antonio. Oh yeah, yeah.
Pretty cool. Yeah, we'll have to talk about that later. Just like, woo!
Yeah, I know. Crazy.
Ducklings, if you're just joining us, we are almost done with our live stream. These are our newest animal friends. No named ducklings here, but we're taking name suggestions right now. These are ruined ducks. Well, they're supposed to be ruined ducks. Yeah. That's what I was told. And we shall see when they grow up what gender they are. So the nice thing about ducks is whether or not they are even just like the same color, ducks are actually dimorphic. You can tell male from female when they become adults. Even if like in our 2 Pekin ducks, they're both the same color. So females will be white and males will be white. But females don't have a little curl on their tail. So the males have a little curly feather on top of the tail. And all domestic ducks, by the way, come from the mallard. So mallards actually have totally different colors than the female, like I said before, but they also have that curly tail feather too. That's how we can tell. All domestic ducks come from the mallard, except for the Muscovy. Okay. Well, they don't like you, Ricky. You just scared them. That's okay.
I just think it's so funny.
They're like, what? So they're really reactive. You can see how fast they react because they're prey animals, so they're trying to survive. But the thing about ducks is the more they get used to their surroundings and know that you're not going to hurt them, the more they won't leave you alone anymore. They'll follow you around because they love you.
And I love that most people think that ducks are like aggressive, but they're not.
They're more scaredy cats.
Yeah.
And their bites do not hurt. Like I was saying before, they're dabble feeders, so they're not designed to bite anybody. So these guys really have like no defense at all. No. So as a wild animal, their only defense or offense really is to run away and be with their mother, be with a group.
Little babies.
And all the babies look the same.
I love their
to blend into each other. I know I do too. Pretty cool.
So pretty.
The Pekins were cute, but in a different way. Yeah, they were bright yellow.
The Pekins looked like a rubber duck. Like,
and
these
yellow.
Guys have those wild stripes on them.
Yeah,
they look so pretty. They look like if they were like a raptor or something.
Ooh, how do you know?
You know, like
you were there.
I don't know
where the raptors were.
I'm just saying, it looks kind of.
That was a long time ago.
Like they have like angry eyes, you know.
Yeah, they kind of have that false eye spot,
yeah.
Right? Little eye stripes. Are you getting sleepy? Another diurnal animal, a daytime animal, just like the tortoises. So sleepy. I'm sure you guys would love some snacks before bed, though. Cheep, cheep, cheep. But see how he or she is kind of nibbling my skin? Doesn't hurt at all. So even when they become adults, ducks can nibble you. They oftentimes are curious and they like to explore with their mouth, but they're not going to hurt anybody. They don't have a strong bite at all. Not like a goose. Geese do have a very strong bite and a little kind of hook on the end of their bill, and that is a defense for a goose. And a goose can also wing slap you. They're very, very they got weapons compared to a duck. Ducks are pretty much a sitting duck for predators. Their main defense is to literally fly away or be with a group. So they're a flock animal. They feel more comfortable in a group. They're precious, but that's why they make great animals for things that we do, like interactions with guests. Once these guys are grown, they're going to be super confident around people, I'm sure. Right now we're working on it, right? So they're still learning, but they're doing well. I mean, they're already laying down here after a few minutes. But the older they get, the more confident they'll get being around people, doing petting zoos and interactions. So we have petting zoo services where we would include ducks in the petting zoo, which is why we needed more ducks because we're getting busy. So we include 2 ducks with that service, and our pecans are a regular with that. But before we know it, they're going to be grown too. So let's enjoy it while it lasts. This one's especially trying to run away from you. What have you done to this duck?
Nothing. I think they're just babies.
Of course they are.
They're just scaredy cats.
Scaredy ducks.
Scaredy ducks. Yeah, actually.
Jake the human from Adventure Time.
I have no idea.
Another one that I don't really. I've watched Adventure Time, but I'm not a regular on it. I don't know who the actors are in Adventure Time. Lay down. It's okay. Go to bed. It's all right. If I sing to them, they'll just go to sleep. Cuties. Wow.
That is a cutie.
That's been fun, you guys, or it's been fun. So some of our services that we do provide to the San Antonio Metro and even Austin sometime is going to be petting zoos, meet and greets with our animals, super casual. We even offer cuddle parties now, which can be like very casual time with some of our cuddly animals. Maybe these guys will eventually be in that category when they get a little more used to things. But some animals that are good for that are going to be our Flemish rabbits and our guinea pigs and more. And then we've also got things like formal presentations for classrooms or birthday parties if you want a formal presentation. We've got virtual presentations we can do too. What am I forgetting? Animal therapy.
Oh yes, and for adult parties too.
Yeah, like, so for any of your events, you can pick any of those things. By the way, it doesn't have to just be one thing. So the best way to figure out what you want is to just talk to us first, and we can customize your animal encounter. But if you want to meet these little guys before they grow up too much, let me know because I'd love to bring them over for you guys to meet them. They need the practice.
Little babies.
What were you gonna say? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I was gonna say we've been doing some themed parties lately. So if you
for
guys,
all ages.
If you have a gala or if you have a Bad Bunny event, or
we just did one of those.
Harry Potter. Those are always a lot of fun.
Really, anything you can think of, we can probably theme it with some animals for you and make it a lot better.
And also, Reading Across America Day is coming up. So for those libraries who want to celebrate with some animals,
stop banging your hands on the table because you're scaring the ducks. They're like,
sorry.
Whoa, what is that?
Sorry, buddy. Sorry, I don't mean it.
That's okay. Keep talking.
Like and subscribe.
All the things. Share the videos. Share.
Check out our merch on our website. Where we have some really cool stuff. Go check it out. And come check us out at Morgan's Wonderland during spring break.
Oh, yeah. That's a good thing to bring up. Spring break, it's going to be, I believe, the 8th through the 18th. We're going to be over at Morgan's Wonderland to do a few show and tell presentations. We're going to do one each day, midday. I can't remember exactly what time, but I think it's 1 o'clock, I think. But it's going to be midday from the 8th through the 18th. So for spring break, most everybody's spring break is that week. We are going to be there. It is for the public. So if you guys want to come on out to Morgan's Wonderland, I still think you have to purchase a ticket to get into Morgan's Wonderland. But they're going to have all kinds of different activities going on at the park for spring break. And we're one of them. We're actually going to be giving a formal presentation with the animals. We're going to bring 5 animals each time. And I won't tell you what they are because you have to come over and find out. Yep. They're going to be really awesome. Probably not these guys because they're a little bit too small to see from a stage. But we will bring some bigger animals to the shows. And it should be a lot of fun. I'm trying to think of what else is coming up. for the
There's
public.
So much stuff happening.
Yep.
It's crazy.
A lot of stuff. Stay tuned to our website once it gets back up and rolling, which is soon, and stay tuned to our social media to find out.
We
more.
also have an event at Botanical Gardens.
That's coming up on April the 1st.
For Easter.
Yep, for Easter.
Also, for those people that want have Easter events, give us a call.
Yes.
Because Easter is going to be super busy, so you definitely want to start booking now.
Yes, we're going to be filling up like crazy for April. I know Easter seems like it's far away, but it's not.
No.
So if you guys need to book anything Easter related, I know we don't like to encourage you guys to purchase animals for Easter unless you are fully committed. But a good alternative to that is actually renting some time with our animals, so your kiddos can get their fix. They can enjoy the cute, cuddly critters, and not have to make that commitment. It's also a great way to get exposure to animals if you've never been around them before. You know what I mean? Maybe your child wants to meet a bunny and see how they like them first, or etc. That's a really good kind of responsible alternative, right? I'm having a hard time talking today. But yes, for Easter, if you need a themed event with the Flemish rabbits or the ducks or any of our other animals, we bring tortoises, all kinds of cute animals for petting experiences, if you will. Definitely book that now because we are filling up like crazy and whatnot. We even have like waiting lists for some of these days, which is a great problem to have as a business. But make sure and let us know ASAP if you need anything at all. Spring break is pretty much maxed out, but if you need anything for spring break, let me know. Or even into the summer, let's get them booked now, at least to get you in the calendar. Right? And by the summer, these guys are going to be all grown up. So stay tuned for their growth progress. Now that they're officially announced, I'll probably take some baby pictures and like growing up pictures and try to, I know they're so cute. It's distracting. how do I do my job? I'm always looking at cute animals, just like super distracted.
The best job ever.
It is. It's hard, but it's great. But these guys we'll try to take some growing up photos of them, so we can see the progress. Ooh, they're so cute.
Little cuties.
All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to put them down so I can log out because my hands are full. Okay. But I hope you guys enjoyed them. I'll pick them up so you can see them. Wow! Oh my goodness! Look how cute. They're so awkward when you hold them like this.
It's so funny.
Don't cry. Okay, I'm going to set them down. And don't worry, they'll get all the snacks and all the love. Afterwards as well, we're gonna get rid of their diaper here. And yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. I want to see if bye babies. Thank you to those of you that were watching live. We are going to be going live once a month now, in case you haven't heard. So thank you for your patience with that. But we do also post reruns of the show. So look forward to those every single Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is, when we started today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for following us over on, we have Facebook, we have LinkedIn, we've got YouTube, we've got Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. That's what they are. We got two other devices right here. So thank you so much for following us and sharing and liking and supporting. It means the world to us. The best way to support us as well, if you don't want to follow us for some reason, you can actually donate to us, and you can actually book your own animal experience. Those are great ways to support. We've got Patreon, we've got Cash App, we've got Venmo, we've got PayPal, Amazon wishlist, everything for something for everybody. So whatever you would like. If you want to donate items as well, like Ricky said earlier, some things that we're looking for are towels and blankets, kennels, enclosures, even some food items, depending on what they are, as long as they're not open and things like that, kind of depending. But if you want to reach out to us on any of our social medias, or even just go to the website and find our number, you can text us at the number as well, just to see, hey, can you use this? Can you use that? The answer is usually yes. But just to check, if you're more comfortable with that, you can donate items that you have, especially if you're local. That's a great way to help us out. And there's many ways to help us out, but just by watching our video, that's a great way as well. And thank you so much for watching tonight.
And check out our merch online.
Yeah, we do have merch. We haven't had a whole lot of sales of our merch, so I want to see you guys purchasing our merch and wearing these cute shirts like Ricky has. Sit up a little bit more so they can see your beautiful shirt. This is one of the shirts that you can buy, but there's many others, and we're coming up with new designs as well. We need more sticker designs.
We have stickers.
We have stickers coming out as well. I'm excited for stickers because we love stickers. Okay, guys, it's been a lot of fun. Let me just check one more thing. You're very welcome for sharing our animals and our time. Yes, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys as well. Okay, guys, it's been a lot of fun. And it's time to say goodbye.
Peace.
We are nothing close to ordinary, but we love to be your friend. Hold our hands and let's have fun together, singing as loud as you can. Everybody singing once in a while. Together. Once in a while. I wanna hear you say once in a while. And that's the fun for me and you.
You guys can't see it, but the ducklings are shaking their booties to the music down here, shaking their tail feather. We hope you guys had a good time, and thank you for your support, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.